Great. Oh, let's see. I can sip it here. Hello, welcome. We are in our Spirit Speaks episode 3, number 2. This is the second episode 3. The first episode 3 did not have any sound, which is okay. Wow. Something that's been coming up for me a lot is this idea of perfection. This idea of perfection and all of the ways that I want, all of the ways I use an idea of imperfection to make myself seem more separate. Uh, how I use this idea of imperfection to make others seem either better than me or worse than me. How if I if things actually were perfect, what would that be like? Huh. Or understanding in the moments where I am seeing my perfection, the, wanting to make sure that that others know that it's not me, that it's everyone, that it's everything, you know. I make a joke a lot of times about like, oh, wow, you're so perfect. Oh, someone's got to do it. Like it's hard work, but someone's got to do it. And it's pretty funny. And it's pretty funny. And I do think that I'm here to be perfect and to know that I'm perfect, to see my perfection. But then to recognize so truly and so deeply, it does not remotely end with me. Perfection permeates all things. All things. If I'm seeing myself clearly, if I'm seeing my own perfection clearly, I'm able to see others' perfection clearly. Nice. Um, Whatever. Oh, perfect. Yeah, if I'm not seeing myself clearly, if I'm seeing myself as if something's wrong with me, as if I'm bad or wrong or any of these things, I'm making it impossible to see someone else as their true selves. I'm making it impossible for me to see someone else as perfect as they truly are, you know?
Yeah, that is a very interesting idea.
So even if you're seeing me as perfect,
Mm.
right? But you're imagining there's something wrong with yourself, or imagining that I'm somehow more perfect than you are, right? You're not actually able to see me as perfect. Not in truth. You might be able to see me temporarily as perfect, right? Because again, your belief that I'm perfect is a time-space belief, right? It's not a belief of an eternal belief, if that makes sense. right? So it's subject to time and space. It's subject to the body that I seem to be in. It's subject to this existence or this personality or this, that, or the other thing, right? So it's conditional on some of these things. It's conditional on some of these things. Whereas if you're seeing all beings as completely perfect, the way you see me as perfect, right?
Yeah.
There's a certain clarity that comes with that that is not conditional. Perfection is not conditional at all. It simply is.
Yeah. It's allowed. It's allowed and it exists. It means it's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And everything's allowed. Nothing's not allowed. Except being allowed is like the only thing that's impossible is for you to actually be separate from God. You can imagine it as much as you want to.
But you can't.
You can't actually be separate. So it's not that it's not allowed, it's just that it can't happen. It can't be possible, you know. Hello, sweetie. My dog is here with me today, apparently. Hello. Hello. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. And she's perfect, even though sometimes I don't think so. I recognize that those are my thoughts, right? That's the other thing. If I notice a thought that something's not perfect, I say, oh, that's a funny thought. I watched the thought, right? If I believe that thought, now I'm believing that that thing is not perfect the way it is, exactly the way it is, right? Exactly the way it is. So anytime I notice a thought of like, oh, this should be this way or that should be that way, it should be different than how it is, right? I'm confused. That's all it is. It's a harmless, meaningless thought. If I believe it and I assign meaning to it, I identify with that thought and imagine that I believe that thought is true for me. I'm making it true for me, right? Hi. Yeah. Oh, okay. All done. Go lay down. Thank you. Yeah. All done. All done. Oh, I have no hands. What are you gonna do? Oh, so funny. You're so good. Yeah, it comes up often enough, a thought that things should be different. And this is something that we've been working on a lot together is recognizing I don't have to do anything. I want to. And then when I notice a thought of like I have to do this or I want to do that, I ask myself and I say, do I really want to? Right? Because the thought can come up of, oh, I want to do that. Do I really want to? Is that really what I want? You know? Hard to say. Hard to say. And often enough, I look at that and I say, oh, I don't really want to. It's perfect the way it is. Nothing needs to change. I don't really want to do that. Or there is part of it I want to do, right?
Yeah.
Like I noticed this last week where I was like, oh, I would just sit on your lap the whole conversation. I could just record it from sitting on your lap, you know? But I have to sit over here. And then I thought about it and I was like, oh, that's just not true. I was like, I want to sit over here. I want to sit by myself, you know? But again, the thought came up of like, oh, this is what I want and I can't have it. So blah, blah, blah. Woe is I. Woe is me. No punching, please. Oh, wait. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. Thank you. I have no hands. No. All done. All done. Go lay down. Go lay down. It's bedtime. My dog Bara is a perfect example of this. A perfect example of total perfection, perfect love that I think should be different. Totally perfect love that I throughout the day imagine that she should be different or she should be doing something differently than she is, you know. So it's a perfect gift. This is something we talked about last week too, is like love the hell out of your triggers. You get to a certain point in the healing process, the healing journey, that a trigger comes up and there's a sense where you're like, hell yeah, show me. Show me what I'm not seeing. Show me what's hidden. You know, I talked to someone about this at the bar last night. We went out to karaoke. Whoop whoop. Call me. Da-da-da-da. Okay. We went out to karaoke and someone was chatting with me at the bar and they do self-hypnosis, but they also do um like meditative neuro hypnosis, like basically helping people rewire their mind, not their brain, right? Because brain is just a chunk, you know. But that sounds silly. But understanding the all-powerful creative mind and the ability to change it, the ability to change how it kind of is structured, how it works, how it thinks, right? So he works with people on this, and he was talking to me after we had a brief chat about what he does. He was talking to me about how he's trying to get back into dating. And it's so funny because my imagination is like, I just want to tell people, I just want to tell everyone like, oh, I wanted to get back into dating and I just prayed to God and I was like, God, I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to go on any dating apps. If you could just pick someone out that's perfect for me and deliver them to me, that would be awesome. And I just want to tell people that and be like, hey, it worked. You know, it literally worked. It happened. Try it. But you have to really be committed to that,
Yeah.
you know? Anyway, so he was sharing how,
You have to trust it. Once you have to
yeah,
just trust it
yeah, trust
and be
and
patient.
just like know that even, yeah, and he could be delivered, that person could be delivered in any way. That person could be delivered to you by meeting you at a bar. That person could be delivered to you by, you know, hello. Wow. Wow, this is new for you. This is new. Normally you're not so interested in being on camera. You can meet that person at a bar. You can meet them, you know, someone could set you up with a friend, you know, something like that. And okay, here you go. Here you go. You never know how they're going to show up, you know. So there's a sense of openness. There's a sense of openness. And everybody's looking for something different. And so it's all, yeah, no matter what happens, it's going to be perfect. But it was interesting to hear how this person does neural reprogramming work, right? And they were chatting about how they're going on all these dates and or like, you know, trying to meet people and, you know, just noticing all of these things kind of coming up for them in their experience, in their life, all of these things. And and I was like, oh yeah, it's beautiful. Like when you have experiences in your life that are new or that seem different than what you've been doing for a while, and they're triggering you in different ways, that is such a gift. That's such a gift because it's showing you, oh, this is a way that I could be, oh, this is something great. Thank you for showing me. This is something I can love. More to love. More to love. Or, oh wow, this thought pattern has gone unwatched for a long time. And I'm really happy it's coming up. I'm really happy it's coming up. Because now I can watch it and bring it to the truth.
Yeah.
I can watch it and bring it to the truth. Last night, wow, so much fuel for spiritual truth. There was some guy we talked to named DJ Suave. Great name, DJ Suave. I'm sure there's like 86,000 DJ Suaves in the world right now. But we chatted with this guy, DJ Suave, and he was sharing how, God's not going to give you money, but he'll give you opportunities to make money. And I said, "Oh, let's bring that one step further, right? God doesn't care what you do in this dream. You can do anything, right? Like ultimately, he wants you to do what you want to do. You might be confused about what you want to do, right? Ultimately, you want God's will to be done. That's it. It's that simple, right? But you might be confused and think that you want something else, right? But in learning, in going after what you think you want, you realize you don't want it, right? It's a learning process. It's a learning curve. Anyway, so I told DJ Suave, I said I would take it one step further and say, God gave you the all-powerful creative mind to make whatever you want and to make those opportunities for yourself, right? And to share love and to extend these things and to receive and to be totally safe and totally supported, right? Understanding that money does not support you, right? You are sustained entirely by the love of God, sustained entirely by the love of God, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because all of the stuff in the dream,
Totally illusionary.
it is when it's time to end the dream, the physical, you don't carry anything
Nothing.
physical with you,
Right.
so it's all an illusion.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. May I have some water, please?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. What else came up last night? A bunch of people, I have a new partner and we started kissing a week ago and last night at the bar, I think three people referred to us as husband and wife, which is great. I've always known I'm more of a wife than a girlfriend, but it was just funny that people weren't like, "Oh, your partner, your boyfriend," like they were like, "Your husband." I was like, "That's the first time that's ever happened to me in my life." First time that's ever happened to me in my life. Thank you. And it was really entertaining, and I talked to my husband about it. No, I'm just kidding. I talked to my partner about it, and he was like, "This is a perfect test." I was like, "What is this testing?" I was like, "What is this testing?" And I realized, I've had this old mind pattern, an old pattern of unwatched thoughts, right? Meaningless unwatched thoughts, but since they were going unwatched, since I wasn't paying attention to them, bringing them to truth, bringing them to love, and seeing, like, basically seeing through them, seeing that they're wisps as opposed to taking them seriously, around specifically, um, what's it called? Oh, avoidance, right? Like an avoidant attachment style, right? Where it's like, oh, I need my space, don't be too clingy, nothing official. And it was really a defense mechanism, 110% a defense mechanism. And in this relationship, it's been really interesting to be able to talk to my partner. I was gonna say husband again. This is so funny. I've been able to talk to my partner and bring and speak these thoughts as they come up, right? Thoughts of, wow, that's so romantic, it makes me want to barf, like, don't be so excited to see me. Why are you so happy all the time? Like all of these ridiculous thoughts. And I just say them out loud now.
Yeah.
And my partner's like, "Oh, great, thanks for sharing." Because he knows it's not me. He knows, and we bring it to the truth together. We say, "Oh, that's a meaningless thought," you know? And if I seem to have insecure thoughts, if I'm like, "Do you really like me?" He's like, "Oh yeah, totally. Meaningless thought." And we bring it back to the truth, right? It's a way for the ego to try and figure out how separate are we? How separate are we? Can I make myself, assuming it's going to be safer to be more separate, right? Because this is an idea that the ego has, like, oh, if I let someone in too close, they can hurt me more,
Yeah.
right? If I let someone in too close, they can hurt me more. If I let down my defenses, right? Then I could get hurt more. I could get more hurt. Hello. Speaking of clinging, hello. Do you want to lay down on my lap? You want to lay down right here? You want to lay down up here? You gonna go? Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, so I thought about it and I was like, but again, since these thoughts have been coming up and I've been speaking them and we've been bringing them to the truth, I've noticed that they are not coming up, right?
Yeah.
They're not really coming up anymore. And so I recognized and I was like, oh, if I was still not watching those thoughts, right? If I had not been bringing those thoughts to the truth, right? And a bunch of people called you my husband
Yeah.
the first time we like go out together when we're in a relationship, I would be like, "Whoa, no way, not my guy." Like that's way too serious,
Yeah.
way too close, way too fast, all of these things. So it's just interesting. Like it was one of those where like it didn't feel like a test. It just felt kind of funny. It felt very lighthearted. It felt kind of silly to me, right? But it was because the thoughts were already watched, right? They didn't
Yeah.
have any traction. They didn't have anything to like sink their claws into and hold on to me,
Yeah.
right? Someone's coming up to me and we're here with my partner's mother as well. And they're like, "Your mother-in-law is so cute." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's really perfect. Really perfect. Hello, sweetie. Hello. Am I talking now? Yeah. What else happened last night? I noticed a lot of thoughts of defensiveness. Oh, thank you. All done. I noticed thoughts of defensiveness. I noticed thoughts specifically of like, oh, I'm having such a good time. I feel like I need to tell people that I'm sober. Like I'm smiling and dancing and having so much fun. I feel like I need to like explain myself to everyone. And then I also, towards the end of the night, I noticed a lot of thoughts of like almost shame, specifically around having such a good time. Like almost like you're not allowed to have that good of a time if you're sober.
Wow.
Like it's like you should be drunk right now if you're having that much fun, you know? And these are just totally meaningless thoughts, right? I noticed other meaningless thoughts about, you know, and they weren't even fully about like, oh, what are people thinking of me? You know? It was it was more so just like I don't even know how to describe it. Again, kind of a fear of perfection. A fear of perfection, imagining, okay, you're all done. Bedtime now. Thank you. I'm making a preference clear. Awesome. A feeling of fear of perfection, right? I had this sense that everybody thought I was so perfect and so hot and so beautiful, such a good dancer all night. And then I get up to sing and it's not awesome. It's like not my best stuff. And I was just sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, now everybody knows I'm not perfect. Oh no, right? Like it's so funny, right? And it was like it's a clue back to and we've talked about this before, maybe last week or the week before, but a clue back to perfection is something that I think is up to me. It's something that I have to make happen. It's something I have to maintain, right? That's not true at all. It's not something that I can attain, no matter how my body looks, no matter how good I am at dancing, none of these things. It's not something I can do. I can't be perfect. right? And like make it happen that way.
You just are.
You just are.
And we all.
I also can't lose my perfection, right? So the illusion here was that my perfection was up to me or based on me to be made by me, right? And then also I could lose it. And also it's dependent on other people's perception.
Yeah.
My perfection is not dependent on anyone's perception, even my own. My perfection is there whether I see it or not. This is going back to understanding how you're not actually blocked from these true aspects of yourself, right? It is only your awareness that seems to be blocked. It's only whether or not you're wearing a blindfold. That's it. That's it. Are you wearing a blindfold to your own perfection? Are you waiting for someone to tell you that you're perfect before you see it? And this is something that I was making up in my dream. You know, I've totally been making this up, right? Like there's an imagination I had because my partner looks at me as if I'm just like the most perfect thing ever to exist. You know, like I am this like gorgeous flower and he like toiled in the soil and planted me and now I grew into this perfect blossom and he's so proud and so happy and just like I feel so cherished and so perfect. And I imagined like, wow, that's how someone looks at me. And now I look at myself and I'm like, huh. It feels so much more obvious when I look at myself as if I'm lacking something. It's so much more obvious when I look at myself as if something's wrong, right? Or as if something's not totally perfect. Right? Because it seems like I have something to compare it to, right? Someone looks at me like I'm totally like the best thing ever, you know? And when I look at myself as if something's wrong with me, it's like, whoa, those are very different. Those are very different things, right? And so the unwatched pattern, the unwatched mind, right? The little voice in my head that was imagining that something was wrong with me, you know, seems to be getting quieter. Seems to be getting quieter.
Nice.
But all that's really happening is when those thoughts come up, I bring them to the truth, right? The thought seems to come up, I say, "Oh, awesome. Cool. Wow." It's not accurate. It's not accurate.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming up. Thank you for showing me where I've been confused. Thank you for showing me where I've been looking on myself in error, right? Where my perception, there's an error in my perception, not in reality. There's no error in what's actually happening. There's no error in the physical, what seems to be happening, nothing like that. We're not worried about changing the physical at all, right? The correction happens on the level of the mind, the level of the all-powerful creative mind that is making the physical.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
so interesting. While one person is learning from their own thoughts in the mind, another person is having other thoughts or similar, but maybe different shades. And they're also learning at the same time,
totally.
learning together.
Learning together.
Yeah.
We are co-creating.
Yeah.
And really, it's just creating because we are one mind. We are not separate. We cannot be separate, right? So the individualization of the sons of God,
Yeah.
right, that come together to make one, that are one in truth, right? But this seeming separateness, this seeming individualization
Yeah.
is perfect for learning,
It is.
right? Because we're able to reflect ourselves to each other.
Yeah.
right? We're able to see ourselves clearly, right? But also um, understand how we are seeing others is how we are seeing ourselves.
Yeah.
So if we are not seeing ourselves, if we're not seeing others clearly, it's a sign that we're not seeing ourselves clearly.
Yeah. This is very true and easy to forget.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's very easy to forget. It's
Mm-hmm.
so easy to start judging and start focusing on the negatives, like, oh, they should change their habits, they should do this, they should do that.
Sure.
And it's like already like, no, they are perfect as they are.
Yeah.
If it's happening, it's perfect for them, for their journey. They're learning something. And like as you're saying right now, it may seem from an ego point of view that we're learning just separately, like I'm learning my lessons, you're learning yours, but then you can feel it deep down, it's shared collectively,
Yes,
all of
a
us.
hundred percent. The other thing,
Yeah,
yeah,
all the knowledge the dog has, the squirrel and us and everything, it's all just shared.
yeah,
And then you can just tap into that knowledge just by asking.
yeah. Another big thing to recognize is it's not just they shouldn't be doing anything else and what they're doing is perfect,
Mm.
right? Like when we look at other people and they're like, oh, they should be taking better care of themselves, they should be doing this, they should be doing that. We are not looking, again, we're not looking to change anything in the dream. We're not looking to change anything in this physical plane, right? It's understanding that they are all powerful creative mind. Return their power to their mind, right? So, um, we were talking about this recently of like food doesn't make you fat. Food does not make you fat. Return that power to your mind right away, anytime that thought comes up, right? So when we're looking at someone else should change their patterns or change their behaviors, oh, that person shouldn't drink so much. Why not? Alcohol does nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Return that power to the all-powerful creative mind.
Yeah.
Return the power to the mind. See that they are making themselves pretend to be drunk, you know? I was making myself pretend to be drunk and I had no alcohol. I was having a great fucking time. I had imagination the other day and I was like, I think I could pretend to be high on mushrooms and I would feel high on mushrooms. I'm not even joking.
Sometimes I'm like, and I never tried them.
I think I could. I think it would be incredible to like kind of allow myself to be that high. Give myself permission to be that high without assigning the power to a substance that I am imagining taking to make it feel that way, you know? And to just recognize that, like, oh, cool, what do you want? Assume they're doing exactly what they want to do. There's no should. When should gets in, there's kind of an internal war between I want to do this and I'm putting my willpower towards doing it. If you're putting your willpower towards something you don't want to do, you're going to feel really uncomfortable. You're going to feel really uncomfortable. Put your willpower towards what you want to do. And in experiencing, in doing what you think you want to do, you will figure out if you actually want that or not. Like oftentimes what happens is people think, "Oh, I should do this, right? I want to do this, but I'm putting all my willpower towards this other thing." Right? So I'm just going to hold off and I'm just going to keep wanting to do that, but I'm never allowed to do it. I'm never allowed to do it for whatever reason. That's fine, right? But this cycle can just keep perpetuating forever.
Yeah.
Just put your willpower towards what you want to do, and you will learn either like, hell yeah, that's what I wanted to do, and I want to keep doing it, or hell yeah, I did what I wanted. I'm good on that now. Or I learned what I needed to learn from it, right?
This brings me back growing up with certain rules. I thought I wanted to follow those rules to be cleaner and more pure and acceptable in God's eyes. But then I understood it just did not feel loving. It did not feel correct because I didn't really want to do that. Yes, I do want to please God and I want to, but I understood now that He never judged me for
Yeah,
what video games we
you,
play,
yeah, you
what
are
movies
also
we watch,
pleasing.
or
You are
yeah,
always,
yeah.
yeah,
It's so interesting. That could go in both extremes too, like,
both extremes.
yeah, wow. Yeah, I just had like a flashback from those times.
Yeah.
That's good.
And you could even take this to the extreme of like you want to do heroin. Fuck yeah, do heroin, you know? And go for it. Really commit. Really do whatever you want to do.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm serious. It's gonna be perfect.
Hmm.
And you're gonna figure out, is that actually, did that give me what I wanted? Because ultimately, when you look at these things and you say, oh, I think I want that, I think I want this, what do you actually want? What are you actually hoping that that thing will give you, right? So people talk about this all the time. Oh, I want to die. What do you think that death is going to give you?
Just a restart.
A sense of peace, a sense of, oh gosh, I can finally take a break, right? Huh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
I want to restart. I want to hit refresh. I want to try again. You can try again in any moment. So again, figuring out what you actually want, right? But this is part of diving into it. What do I want? Oh, I want to get really fucked up. I want to drink a bunch of alcohol. I want to get super fucked up. I want to drink a bunch of alcohol. What do you want?
Yeah, what are you gonna obtain from that?
Right. What do you want
What's the
from
goal?
that?
Yeah.
Is that really the best tool to meet your actual goal? Because if you want to get really fucked up so that you, again, feel this sense of escape, feel like you get to like take a break from whatever, right? Feel like you don't have to be in control and you can have this excuse for how you behave or whatever, right? Like, cool. That's awesome. You're giving that power to alcohol. You can take a break whenever you want. You can take a break whenever you want. You don't need alcohol to give it to you. You don't need death to give it to you. So diving into what do you actually want? And then put your willpower towards what you actually want. And you'll recognize what are the best tools for the job. If you want to feel comfortable and happy, alcohol, probably not the best tool for the job. Because alcohol is meaningless and has nothing to offer you. Not because it's alcohol, not because there's anything wrong with alcohol, but just recognizing it's not going to give you what you think it's going to give you. It's never going to give you what you think it's going to give you. It gives you what you make it give you.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought just came to my mind is when we talked about the last what was the course in miracles, like hiding from the truth. To me, sometimes like giving power to alcohol or desires and vices or whatever you want to call them, it may seem like that almost like you're hiding from the truth, from the problem or
Right. Because you are a
learning
specific.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just kind of like don't want to.
Yeah. I would
Face it.
say, yeah, I would say you're just confused. You don't know that there's another option. So again, this is one of those where it's like you think that you're going to get what you want from something in the world. So I've used the analogy a number of times where it's like a little kid thinks that water comes from the sink, right? Because no one told him that water actually comes from the sky and the ground and the oceans and rivers and lakes. So all he knows is that water comes out of the faucet, right? So if someone is really just believing in separation from God, right? Which is totally fine, right? Like we're here to learn that we're not separate. But if someone is really just totally believing in separation from God, they're thinking that water comes out of the faucet. They're thinking that happiness, safety, love, all of these things come from inside the dream, which
Yeah.
isn't all of these things come from the illusion, right? But again, the illusion lacks substance. It lacks depth. It lacks like you know what I mean? Like it lacks substance,
Yeah.
right? It's a projection, it's a mirage, right? So even if you seem to find it in the dream, right? You're like, woof, woof, woof. Oh, no, it's gone. Fuck. Now I gotta look for it again, right? And then at some point, you figure out, you're like, oh, oh, you're dreaming. Deep down, you're dreaming of a whole ocean because you know it exists. You know on a deep level that the ocean exists, right? And you're sitting there trying to get as much as you can out of this faucet. And eventually, you get tired of looking for an ocean in a faucet. And so you go out there, you follow the pipe all the way to the ocean, right?
Yeah.
You allow the faucet to be a symbol of the ocean, right? You see that the faucet is a symbol and ultimately a sorry replacement for the ocean. A bathtub could never compare, right? But if a bathtub is all you know, if a bathtub is all you know, that's what you're gonna be like, okay, well, I guess this is all I get. This is all I get. You're dreaming, you're sitting there dreaming of the ocean, you know? And eventually you get tired of the bathtub because you have this strong feeling there's a whole ocean. There's more. There's more. Something that totally like, yeah. So I would say that this this idea of people like yes, you could use like drugs and alcohol and some of these things to like kind of as a defense mechanism against the truth. But again, the drugs and alcohol are not a defense mechanism against the truth. They don't exist. The mind is defending itself against the truth and pretending that drugs and alcohol are doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The mind is giving that power to the drugs and alcohol to what are the words people use a lot, to escape, to numb, to do
Yeah.
any of these things.
Yeah.
The mind is doing all of it. The
Distracts.
drugs and alcohol have no effect at all that is not given to them by the mind. No effect at all.
So interesting. It's like they're scared to be loved because that ocean is love. It's the
Mm-hmm.
source.
Yeah, totally.
And it's so strange because it almost feels like they're scared of finding love. And love is so kind.
That comes from guilt. It comes
Yeah.
from guilt. There's this guilty idea of like, oh, I have abandoned God, so he has abandoned me. So I can't even go ask for love. I just have to be fine with a bathtub. This is what I deserve. This is the idea that guilt would show us,
Yeah.
right? Guilt would say, oh, this is what I deserve is a bathtub. I know that an ocean exists. I really want the ocean, but what I deserve is a bathtub.
I felt like that before. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is just a meaningless thought. This is a meaningless thought. This has come up a lot for me, even in my new relationship, right? Where I'm sitting here and I'm like, what? I don't deserve this. This is too good to be true, you know? All of these funny little, totally meaningless thoughts. Totally meaningless thoughts. Imagining I deserve a bathtub. No, no, I deserve a whole ocean,
Yeah. Because you are
right?
the
Because
whole.
I cannot be separate from an ocean.
That's right.
No wonder I want it so much. No wonder I know that it exists, even if I've only ever seen a faucet, right?
And that goes for everyone.
Every one of us.
For everyone. They
Everyone.
deserve that.
100%.
That is natural.
100%.
Love.
Yeah. 100%. What else came up this week? Oh, I had a funny conversation with a friend, and it was not the most comfortable. It was not the most comfortable, but it was fine. Um, but the feelings that came up afterwards were a thought of, I want everyone to like me. If everybody likes me, then I'll be safe. If I just make sure that nobody is upset with me ever, then I'll be safe, right? So it's again putting my safety on the illusion, imagining that my safety is something given to me or taken away from me by the illusion, right? Imagining that, imagining that I am separate from my brother, right? Because all that he is showing me is a belief that I am separate from him. That's all that he's showing me, right? In this disagreement or this uncomfortable conversation or however you want to phrase it, whatever, you know. He's showing me that I believe I am separate from him.
Wow.
That's it. And that I need to somehow, keep myself separate, push myself away, you know, that I'm not safe or that he's not safe, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, and I noticed these thoughts. Oh, if everybody likes me, then I'll be safe. And this is something I think as humans in this dream, you know, we've we've held on to this collective um thought pattern of, oh, if I am loved, then I am safe for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time. And you can trace this back, psychologically or whatever you want to say to like cave people or tribe people, right? Peoples and tribes, where in early days of being human, apparently, if you're in a tribe and that tribe kicks you out, if you do something wrong and people don't like you and that tribe kicks you out, you die. If you're alone, you die,
Yeah.
right? That's no longer the case. No longer the case at all. At all, right? Not only is it very easy to find a new tribe, right? But also you can totally survive alone, right? And yet there seems to be a story in the mind of like my survival is dependent on people liking me. My survival is dependent on people liking me. And it's just for fun. That's okay. Super lighthearted. I noticed the thoughts, I noticed the fears, I felt them. I felt sad. I felt sad. I brought it to the truth. I noticed, oh, this person is trying to make me guilty, which just means I'm trying to make myself feel bad. I'm making myself guilty, right? I'm imagining that I did something wrong, right? And I'm pretending that it's him. I'm pretending that it's him so that I can see where I am trying to make myself guilty. I want to see. Above all else, I want to see. Above all else, I want to see where I'm making myself guilty. And recognizing as these thoughts were coming up, as this uncomfortable situation is arising, there seems to be a sense of his like huge defensiveness coming from fear, coming from, abandonment, whatever you want to say. Um, um, yeah, just total defensiveness coming from fear and like childlike behavior, you know? And after it was all over, I felt the feelings that were coming up and I noticed the thoughts of he's trying to make me guilty, but he's the one who's guilty. He's trying to make me guilty when I was just doing what I wanted to do. When really he's the problem, right? He's the guilty one. Look at how he was behaving. Look at how he interacted with me. He's guilty. I'm not guilty. I'm perfect. So it's not just, oh, he's trying to make me guilty and I'm not guilty. It's seeing those thoughts of how I'm trying to make him guilty, right? So as to protect my own innocence. And it was very easy to just say, oh, nobody's guilty here. Nobody's guilty. Not at all. Not at all. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid. This is the same person where I seem to have an imagination. I seem to have a sense that when we would interact and they would say, how are you? And I would say, I'm splendid. How are you? And this was, we were seeing each other every week for a little while or like relative frequency. And I got the sense that after a little while, they almost seemed to have an upset feeling about the fact that I was happy all the time
Hmm.
or about the fact that I was content and having a good ass time, you know?
Yeah, that's very interesting because a lot of people have this mindset like, how could you be so positive and so kind and so
And it's
happy
not, yeah.
in a world that seems like there's a lot of that lacking? There's wars and
Well, and
and
I don't
this
even
and that.
think, I don't even think,
No, but I
I
think
mean,
some
maybe he's
people,
looking at that perspective,
yeah,
but my imagination is that he's just not happy.
yeah,
And he just can't imagine being happy, like being happy all the time, you know? He just can't imagine it. And that's okay. That's okay. I hope to be proof that it's possible when he's ready, when he wants the evidence that it's possible for him. If he wants to be happy, he can,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's definitely up to each one of us.
Yeah,
Just
totally.
choose it,
You choose it. It's a
create it.
choice. I choose it in every moment. I see that it's available for me to choose in every moment. Sometimes I don't choose it. Sometimes I choose fear, you know? Last night I seemed to have a totally meaningless thought of like, wow, I'm so sexy, I'm so attractive. I hope someone touches me inappropriately so I can punch them. That's so funny. That's so funny. I'm literally saying, like, wouldn't that be, like, again, totally ego of like, oh, A, I need to defend myself, and B, I want to attack. I want to make myself separate from others, right? I want to be something that they want that they can't have, you know? Totally this idea of separation. That me, ah. Or like some people were trying to dance with me, and I just had this sense of like, I don't want to dance with you. Leave me alone. That's so funny. That's fine. It's perfect, you know? It's perfect. I'm happy to see these thoughts because I know that they're meaningless.
Yeah.
Or even a thought of like, oh, is someone going to steal my jacket?
Oh yeah.
You know? Is someone going to put some sort of drug in my water? All of these are meaningless thoughts. Even if they did put something in my water, awesome! Free drugs! Can have a good ass time with it. Or at the very least, like a fun bonding moment, maybe. You know? My partner just carries me inside and I'm roofied and then we go to bed. Wow. It's nice to, I mean, and then yeah, it's just so funny. It's just so funny to see these thoughts and to see them for what they are. To see that they are an attempt to divide. They are an attempt to separate. They are an attempt to be distrustful,
Yeah.
right? When really I'm here to be so loving. I'm here to be so loving. And I noticed those thoughts and I would go up to any single person at the bar
Yeah.
and I could just like stare into their eyes and hold them and love them. No problem. No problem at all.
It was a good energy. It was
Right?
a really good energy.
Like
Yeah.
anybody, if anybody wanted my love, I would be so happy to share it. Right? I'd be so stoked about it. I would be like, let me pour it into you. Not that wasn't like a vomit sound. It was just like, let me like draw it out of myself to give to you. It's so funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Anybody could have come up to me, and even at the end, I see my friend and I'm saying goodbye, and I just hold them and I see them as my perfect child. Marcus, my one of my best friends, you know? And he's tired and drunk and all of these things and I just see his perfection. And then I notice a thought of trying to make myself guilty because I didn't give him a ride home, you know? So it's so funny. It's so funny how these thoughts, again, it's just about watching the mind. Watching the mind. Figure out where are they actually coming from,
Yeah.
right? What is the actual intention behind the thought? The thought itself is totally meaningless. Is it here to see us as one, or is it here to separate? Is the thought an attempt to divide us further, right? Or is it a thought of seeing that we are one and that we are whole?
Yeah.
There's no separation.
This is beautiful.
So it's just about watching the mind. That's it. And the more you watch it, the less triggering it is. And also the more triggering it is, right? Because you start to you excavate some of the stuff that seems really big and really intense, and then it's a lot of little stuff. It feels like little triggers, right? But it's like stepping on a Lego. Like it's
Yeah.
like stepping on a tiny sharp rock in your shoe, as opposed to like, oh, we got to get this big boulder out of the way.
Oh
You
yeah.
notice them just as much. If anything, they piss you off more, right? There's no difference between boiling rage and a feeling of a mild inconvenience. Feeling of a mild inconvenience and boiling rage, they both come down to a thought that something's wrong, that something needs to change, that something is not perfect, right?
I really liked the other recording that you did that the audio didn't work. You used the analogy of a river and then like closing off certain things that no longer are useful to you
Yeah,
for learning. So you can direct that life force, so you can direct that energy towards
totally.
somewhere else. That was
Right.
really good.
Yeah. And building that trust muscle,
Mm,
building that trust muscle, to know yourself, to know what you want and what you don't want, to be willing to explore. And again, recognize that it's totally harmless exploration. Nothing bad is going to happen. You're going to explore, you're going to go down this route. And then at any point, you can say, oh, great.
learned enough.
Next time,
Yeah.
on to the next.
Next lesson.
Like, thank you. Thank you. Let's go. You know, I'm gonna direct my life force energy this way now.
Yeah. That was beautiful.
And over time, what you figure out, because you have all these tributaries, you're figuring out what you want and what you don't want. And as soon as you figure out you don't want something, you put up a little wall. You build the bank of your river, right? And you can dig it out, you can make your river go that way anytime, right? Total all-powerful creative mind. But you build up the bank to your river to what you don't want. And eventually, what you realize that you want is to do the will of God. Because because that's what is actually going to give you what you want, right? Because again, we're going after the things that we want based on what we believe. Your beliefs trigger your thoughts and your wants. Your beliefs trigger your wants, right? If I believe I'm not safety, I want safety. And then my thoughts and actions are going to be seeking safety.
Yeah.
Right? If I believe I'm safe and I want safety, oh, I'm just going to be safe. I'm not looking for safety because I already have what I want.
Yeah.
So now I just am. My wants are totally fulfilled. And if my wants are fulfilled, if I don't have these tributaries of like, oh, I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that,
Feels draining
right?
having
All my life force energy is going in one direction.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sending energy off to these wants. I'm not sending energy off to these wants. Because I already have them. I already have everything that I want. Wow, what a nice thought to end on today.
Mm.
I already have everything I want. I have everything I want.
So
Dear God, thank you today for blessing us with peach pie for breakfast. Thank you for a sunshine, a sunshine day. It's March 1st today. Thank you for joining us in this conversation, for sharing existence with us, for sharing your wisdom with us. We are entirely sustained by your love, here to do your will. May it be so.
may it be so.
Amen.
Amen. Beautiful.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
We'll see you next Sunday. Feel free to come in person if you want to at the Main Street Museum, Studio 5, Undefined Wellness in White River Junction, Vermont, at 12 p.m. And we do a group meditation on Tuesday nights. This week, for the month of March, we're starting at 6 p.m., 6 to 7, and then we can have a little hangout afterwards. And Course in Miracles read through and study group on Thursdays at 6:30. No, 6 o'clock. Thursdays at 6 o'clock here at the studio and then also online. So you can join us for any of those wherever you are. I love you. Fade to black.